Before we continue, let's talk about climate change and how today's sponsor Ren is trying to fight it. Everyone emits CO2 one way or another in their daily life, be it by driving your car, taking a bus. Ren is a website where you calculate your carbon footprint, then offset it by funding a diverse mix of carbon reduction projects like tree planting, mineral weathering, and rainforest protection. You can find out your carbon footprint and how to reduce it by answering a few questions. After you sign up, you have access to monthly updates from the projects you support with photos and details of every tree planted and every ton of carbon offset. One project I've grown fond of is the community tree planting in East Africa, which helps subsistence farmers in Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, creating new jobs and helping make the world a better place by offsetting the carbon footprint we make with planting new trees. When I was a kid, I used to love playing in the snow in winter, but for the past 10 years, there's been almost no snow in my hometown, and I've since been planting one tree for every 1,000 subscribers that I get on this channel, but that's nothing in comparison with what Ren does. So don't miss out and offset your carbon footprint on Ren. The first 100 people to sign up using the link in the description will have 10 extra trees planted in their name. I have to say, I didn't expect the outcome of my Ottoman campaign to be as it was. We got 5,000 likes in the first 12 hours, and as such, here's the final bit of that campaign, and we're gonna have a lot of fun, my boys. That's right, if you're Iranian and you know it, clap yo. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you right now. Run away. Run, Persian. Because the first country we're gonna attack is gonna be the Persians. We need the oil for strategic American reasons, okay? That's right. Secretly, the CIA made a coup in the Ottoman Empire, and now it's being run by the CIA, and we're gonna be eating all the oil provinces in the world. Too much? Was that? It might have been a little bit too much, right? Tell you what, if we get 7,000 likes in the first week after this video comes out, I'm gonna do a special Confederate video, if you know what I mean. So, where we left it off with the Ottoman Empire, we have a pretty decent situation. We've basically stabilized the Balkans. We've even integrated Montenegro, and we crushed the Greek rebellion. We have a decent situation around the Egyptian lands. Also, we don't really have much turmoil on our lands. We only have around 30% of our population radicalized, which, considering, it's actually not as bad as it seems. But we will mainly focus on improving our economy for the first bit of this, as well as we're going to be destroying the Persians, like I mentioned, because we want to make sure we get those opium and oil fields. The sooner the better. Opium in Victoria 3 in general is really valuable because you can only... Wow, what was that twang right there? Seriously, man. Damn, where is Ludi from, bro? I'm Romanian. And you know what else? Your wallet is mine. That's right. You want this back? You gotta subscribe to the channel, okay? No subscribe, no wallet back. Got a problem with it? Well, you got a problem and no wallet. Alright, I'll stop now. There's actually been a patch since I played this a couple of days ago last, so I hope that didn't fuck up anything. Let me check if I still have my achievements available here. Yeah, it looks like I still have achievements available. Is there any specific achievement that we can get as the Ottomans? Maybe I can get that as well. Oh, we do! Starting as the Ottomans, be the greatest power whilst having maximum level public health insurance. Okay, that's not too difficult. Let's build some more construction sectors. We have very few construction sectors right now, so I'm gonna max this bad boy up. 20 in Constantinople, another 20 in Trace. Should be enough for the early bit of this campaign. Let me check my legislations here. We're trying to reach public health insurance. That's perfect because we're gonna need that for the achievement. And let's check our institutions. Health system is at level 2. After we enact the public health insurance, we're gonna be able to go up to level 5. We just need to get the bureaucracy, so we're gonna have to build some more admin efficiency buildings. I'm noticing the French are grabbing a lot of territory in Africa. Maybe instead of focusing on Persia, maybe I should just take like Wadai and all of these lands here before the French do. And it seems like we have an industrial boom. Let's assign this towards our coal and iron mines. The extra throughput's gonna come a long way. We are still in the war against the Sokoto and the Prussians, but they don't have any goals, so I can just white piece them. There you go. Such a poo-poo mechanic, have to say. Hopefully that's gonna be fixed sometime in the nearby future. I'm also gonna be colonizing the unrecognized minor nations here. It's basically free real estate, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say it's free real estate. I've just increased my infamy to 104. Might have overdone it a little bit, just saying, but we're in the process of conquering most of the Ethiopian lands. I decided to basically focus on Africa a little bit whilst Africa is getting centralized, and then then after focus on Persia. I'm also setting up the greener grass campaign in almost all of my Anatolian provinces here. This is gonna increase the amount of population that I get in my core Turkish lands, so I don't need to worry about my rebellions affecting my industry, since most of my industry is gonna be built up in Anatolia. And it looks like we cracked open the Ethiopian shell. Guessing this is gonna be a fairly short war now. Let's see what the battles look like. Oh, we got proper units against apparently natives with guns. Seems like a fair fight to me. And public health insurance, just what we need. I'm thinking to change some of my legislation here, and I'm thinking of enacting wealth voting. I feel like a lot of people are okay with this, so let's go for wealth voting. 65% support is massive. Looks like some parts of our government are not okay with us enacting wealth voting, but this revolution is going to be stuck at 75%, so it's not actually going to trigger a revolution. It only triggers if it says here that we have above 75. If let's say we get up to 100, then that's going to trigger a revolution. No revolution, no rights for you. Go away. Silly political party thinking you can do what you want in my country. It's also time that we build up our oil reserves. We can build up to 60 oil rigs in Basra and 20 in the Trucial coast. That is obviously accurate since these areas do have a lot of oil historically. And today, going to the culture map mode, it's interesting to see that Turkish is replacing Greek even in the Thracian parts and the Macedonian parts, not only in the Anatolian parts, which by this point I guess, yeah, it's predominantly Turks. Only 500,000 Greeks in the Hudavendigar area, for example. And also interesting to see how wealth voting has 83% chance of succeeding but still did not succeed. And then what was it, banned slavery succeeded at 8%. Feel like this game's a little bit biased sometimes, man. Don't get me wrong, not complaining at all. We're also going to be making sure that we have guaranteed liberties for our citizens. People are going to love being a part of the Ottoman Empire when they get pamphlets reminding them how amazing this empire is on a daily basis. Yep, that's right, this is pretty much propaganda, my boys, and I'm loving it. I promised I'd be a nice boy, but I'm up to 123 infamy now. I will be a nice boy after these conquests, alright? You got my word on it, come on. Trust, bro, trust. I just noticed that I actually have not started doing electric grids around my country, so that's gonna be my next priority after this, to start switching over to an electric production, which is massively gonna ramp up our GDP afterwards. And let's also do another round of infrastructure around the country. Ottoman Empire has historically been known for having the best roads around the world, right guys? It's funny, but the first electric grids are apparently gonna be in Albania, because that's where we have the population to work these bad boys, as well as the Blue Nile, Lower Egypt, and Kordofan. I don't even know where Kordofan is, to be honest. In a really odd twist of events, radical Russia just appeared, and they're apparently also winning against the regular Russians, you know, the non-radical Russians. I feel like the Russians are gonna form the Soviet Union. I just feel it. If they don't form the Soviet Union, I'm gonna help them in the process to form it, just for the memes. Why not? Guess what, boys? Persia is a protectorate of the Russians, so that's why I have to fight the Russians to just get a few provinces from Persia here. Feels bad, man. And because I also want to destroy the Russians, I'm gonna ask them to open their market. This is gonna completely crush their economy, since about 30% of their economy relies on tariffs. If they change to free market or open market, they get no money from tariffs. So all the trade is gonna be beneficial for whoever gets that resource from Russia. Oh, what? No! They gave me the freaking province, so I didn't go to war with the Russians? Oh my god, are you shitting me right now? I was so freaking pumped up for this war with Russia, and they just gave me the first war target, which means that I don't fight them and I have a truce with them. It's kind of like the easy way to escape a bad situation for the AI, in my opinion. Since we have electrified our grid, we're also switching to electric sawmills. The initial boost is going to be not so noticeable because we're going to have to pay extra for electricity and for tools. Don't you just love it when the revolution that you're fighting has its own revolution and they break away from you because they have their own revolution? Bro, this is annoying. Now I have to declare on them to return state, taking extra aggressive expansion for no reason. Or, sorry, infamy for no reason. Why do they have 39 units? Oh, Persia's joining their side. Thank you, Persia, for giving me a couple more of your provinces here. Sadly, cannot take too much because I already have 131 infamy. And I promise after these 2 wars, no more wars for quite a while. I need to wait for the infamy to go down because they're also affecting my radicals. I'm getting super high amounts of radicals because of the infamy. And they just gave up without... Oh, come on. Again? Bro. Are they still a protectorate of the Russians? They are. So I have to fight the Russians again the next time. I think Russia finished its war also. Yep, they sure did. They still have Alaska. So let's see what happens. Oh my god. The Confederate States just popped off in the Americas. And they have a lot more states than you would normally see them have. Plus, the Indian Territory is independent now, and they hate me for some reason. What did I ever do to you, Indian Territory? What did I ever do to you, bro? Surprised to see that South Carolina is not a part of the Confederate States, whilst most of the northern states are a part of it. So, okay. Oh, wow. We already are 2nd great power according to our GDP. 3rd overall because of our prestige being a little bit lower than most countries. The French are snowballing, though, and if you play Vicky 3, you probably know that the French have always snowballed in this freaking game for some reason. It's mainly because of the African stuff, and I just noticed there's a revolutionary United Kingdom or Great Britain. That's interesting. Led by Emperor Edward Fitzclarence. He's an emperor, but this is a revolutionary state. It's a constitutional empire. How does that even work? You want to find out how it actually works? Check out my Brazil video, link in the description. Okay, this is just really becoming super annoying. I had a secession, and my secession had another secession, and as consequence, I have to reconquer these areas for the 3rd freaking time. The French also is supporting them, so as consequence, I'm gonna screw them up. I'm gonna take their lands here in Africa and make sure their economy goes to schnapps. And yes, I'm angry because, you know, what's the point of taking the same aggressive expansion for the same provinces 5 times? It feels a little bit like that shouldn't happen. Also, holy schnapps, every single great power basically embargoed me right now, which is not great. I'm gonna have to really lower my aggressive expansion, so I'm not gonna do anything for a while. At least we're quickly advancing through the entirety of the French areas here in Africa, and we crushed our... Did we not crush our revolution? What? Oh my god, are you kidding me right now? How am I losing these battles, bro? I got trench infantry. How did they have trench in... Oh god. Alright, let's not panic. Let's start a new round of imports so we can fix our army situation. They got a lot of debuffs right now because they're not getting all of their needs fulfilled, essentially. So we want to make sure that they do get their needs fulfilled, I guess. Alrighty, well, we got back Gondar for the 9th freaking time. Now let's make sure we win the war against the French. They're the ones losing. We got the war target also, since the war target is the province of Equestria. Oh, sorry, Equatoria, not Equestria. And we're also pushing through the African lands that they have here as well, as an added bonus to make them capitulate a little bit faster. I'm also going to be building a ton of extra logging camps, and I've also issued 77 opium plantations to be built in the Egyptian lands here because Egypt can sustain quite a few opium plantations. That being said, we got to build up more railways because we are a little bit lacking now with our overall infrastructure in the Ottoman Empire. And because of the way that the game works, even though the French have pushed me a couple of times, I am still going to be winning this war. Look at that. They got war support minus 97%, and that means they're going to be capitulating anytime soon. I got back my province, Ottoman Ubangi Shari, and I also conquered Equatoria. The entire state is now a part of my country. 1.3 million population. Oh my god, they had a lot of pop. 5 million GDP in this one state. What? Okay, I should have checked this earlier. Should have attacked them for these lands. Looks like the Italians are gonna try to cut us down to size. That means that we're gonna release every country and every state that we conquered in the last 10 years. It's essentially the coalition CB of Vicky 3, and it looks like it's just the Italians. Come at me, Italy, come at me. We don't have any front, so they're gonna have to navally invade me, I guess. It would appear that no naval invasions have begun. How are we gonna judge the winner of the war? I have no freaking clue. Looks like so far the cost of war has been minimal from our side, but it did cost 3 million the Italians, because they've also conscripted their units and as consequence destroyed their economy in the process. I'm really looking forward to see what happens here, man. Looks like we got a Yemeni secession too whilst we're at it. I guess we can set send some of our boys here and kill off the Yemenis. And we're ramping up all the way to 5 million for the Italians now. Holy freaking schnapps, man. They're literally destroying their economy without actually gaining anything from me. I am worried a little bit about the amount of radicals that I have. Most of these are from me firing them and from standard of living, which has not increased massively, but that's because we've had a lot of rebellions. And you know, it's just a snowballing effect. On the bright side, most of our institutions are maxed out now. We're working on getting our workplace safety office up to level 3 for the time being. And it looks like for the war with the Italians, nothing's happening. It's stuck at 0-0 because we're not making progress on either side. I also don't want to make any progress, nor do I care about the war reps from them. So I'm just going to offer them a peace deal. This is a white peace, Dariago. I also got attacked by the Austrians earlier on with the same CB, and I was also able to get a white peace. So I feel like the coalition CB in the game is not bad, but maybe it should involve more than just one country at a time. Maybe like 2-3 great powers that surround you, attack you at the same time. This way it makes it a little bit more difficult to, you know, handle these coalitions. Holy mother of God, I never realized how many Armenians we have on our map. Look at this, guys. Half of Turkey is Armenian, essentially. Whatever happened to these guys, man? Wait, what? This event sucks. So I get to choose between helping the Javans, and I spend 56,000 pounds for that, or I just ignore it and I get 5 infamy. Why am I getting infamy? Come on. Oh, yo, Spanish peasants revolt is crushing the Spanish. Oof, wouldn't want to be in their shoes, man. Time to put another rebellion. This time it's the Bulgarians, and we just got multiculturalism. That's great, since it's gonna help with all the radicals that we have from you know, promoting Turkish predominantly. Up until now, it's about to change, okay? Surprised that the Bulgarians actually got trace also in this independence war, considering that trace culturally is... Wait, is Bulgarian now?
Where am I?
Don't know where you are?
No.
You're in Bulgaria.
It was Turkish a second ago, dude. What? When did Bulgarians become the predominant culture in Trace? Stuff happened. I didn't even pay attention. Speaking of, I just noticed that most of Greece is also Turkish, including the Peloponnese, as well as all of Macedonia. Only 30,000 Greeks left in the Peloponnese, and 66,000 in Attica, also Turks now. Oof. Turkish is taking over everything. Even Dobruja is predominantly Turkish now. Even the Armenians have mainly been converted to Turkish. Even Egypt is predominant. Oh God, what have I done? Hudson Bay Company also appeared next to Nova Scotia. And surprisingly, Nova Scotia is most of Canada instead of just, you know, the actual Nova Scotia area. For that matter, Scandinavia formed too, so glad to see that happen. And they have Holstein. Ooh. Holstein is a personal union member of Scandinavia. So the breakaway rebellion of Romania gave way to another Romania, communist Romania, and guess what? They're impoverished, just like real life communist Romania was. Trust me on that. I know. I'm from Romania. All right, we enforced on them. Now we gotta attack communist Romania. Let's see what happens here. We can choose between Romania and Revolution. Okay, what? Revolution Romania does not exist anymore. It's only Romania. Oh, game. I love you, game, but please. Oh my God, game. Let's go ahead and get 8.1 infamy for taking back a province that broke away from us with the Reconquest CB. And I mean, why wouldn't the great Italians help the Romanians, right? They're Latin brothers after all. Since Italy is so kind to join in, I'm gonna ask them for war reparations. Nothing to lose if I do, I guess. Maybe even liberate something out of them. Let's say liberate Rome. Why not? Let's see the Romans free once more. Probably not gonna enforce that stuff though. I just want to take my Romanian lands and be at peace so I can fix my country's economy. Hey, check this out. We found Santa Claus over here and he's leading Moldova apparently. Damn, Austria. You so radical, bro. I'm a little bit proud of that joke. Hey, what the schnapps is going on with this welfare payment? I'm paying $500,000 in welfare. What? Come on, people. Get your schnapps together. Get a job, you bastards. On the bright side, because we are paying so much for our welfare, we are third in the world when it comes to standard of living, right behind, oh my God, Bhopal and Wallachia. What? How is Wallachia? doesn't even make sense, man. How are the Romanians getting a better standard of living than I am? They got 98% turmoil from radicals, man. I had to lower my welfare payment, and I'm lowering my workplace safety offices. I'm sorry, guys. I was literally on the verge of bankruptcy, man. It's ridiculous how much I was paying for welfare services. I was reaching 700,000. I wasn't even able to produce as much to make up for it, dude. It's insane. I feel like that should be a bit balanced, in my opinion, you know? When you go from 2 million plus to almost bankrupt, that's a problem. I'm not paying for welfare anymore. You bastards better work in my country. Now we're back on the right track. 250k, not bad. Let's help out our little subject here as well. Okay, now we're actually skyrocketing. 400,000 on the positive. Hells to the my boys. About time we recover this economy. Freaking welfare. Worst thing ever in the whole wide world. Also surprised that Russia reverted back to its original face here with 1,000 little schnippledorps all around. No Germany in sight, boys, sadly. Skyscraper site identified. Of course, it is our beloved capital of Constantinople. Let's build our first skyscraper here. The great part about skyscrapers is that they scrape the sky. No, I'm kidding. It's because they add a lot of extra bureaucracy. Basically, they add a percentage modifier to the province. So whenever we get our first skyscraper, we're gonna get probably an extra 1,000 bureaucracy just from that one building. On the bright side, though, we can go up to level 5 for our health system. That also means we're gonna get the achievement after that happens. Touching the skies, our first skyscraper is finished in Constantinople. And I can even see it on the map over here, right behind Hagia Sophia. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, guys. Expect a lot of rebellions. I'm having, again, so many more civil wars. But it's getting better, and we're still centralizing, so we should be over the rebellious phase in a couple of years. Wow, okay, Serbians too rebelling. Fair enough. On the bright side, because we have been chilling for a bit, we have way less infamy now. So that means we can start expanding again in a few moments. Let's check what our infamy is like. 34. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attack Persia after I finish these rebellions, and I'm gonna be transferring puppets. So basically I'm gonna transfer the puppet of Persia to myself from the Russians, and as expected, my rebels had rebels, and as such I have 3 more countries that were a part of me that I have to conquer again. This game needs some serious patching, guys. Let's also max out the amount of oil rigs that we can have now, since oil is extremely valuable at this point in the game. Quite interesting to see how the more you go into the campaign, the more people convert to your primary culture, and you lose the other cultures. Every single month there's fewer and fewer Greeks, fewer and fewer Amharans, and so on. Oh, look, the revolt of my revolt has another revolt. Well, isn't that just revolting, guys? Wait, what? It's 51 infamy to make the Persians my subject. It's less to just take the states that I want. I'm not gonna take all of Persia then. I'm taking the 5 states that actually matter, and I'm gonna leave them the snappy ones in the east. Hey, we just got the healthy man of Europe, boys. Look at this. That's so cool. We got the achievement. So that means we are now the world's greatest power as the Ottomans, be first world power, and have maximum level public health insurance, which we do. So we are number 1, boys. 547 GDP compared to the 521 that the French have after us, and then the British way behind us. And when you go to our institutions, we also have level 5 healthcare. Oh, it's right behind me. Can you guys see this? It's over here. We're the healthy man of Europe now. Probably should upgrade my education to level 5. I thought it was at level 5. What happened with this? Now we're also starting our war against the Russians, who puppeted Persia for 5 infamy. It cost me 52 infamy to puppet them, but only 5 the Russians. Basically, this is gonna be the first world war here. Let's see who else is gonna join the Russian side. I started conscripting my units, and we got quite a few decent reserves. 87 million gold reserves, and we're still on the positive with medium taxation and maxed out government wages as well as military wages. 200,000 in welfare is a-okay for now. I'm not gonna increase my welfare. I learned from my mistakes. It does mean, though, with the lower welfare, that our standard of living is lowered as well. We're 20th in the world, with Wallachia being first. Oh, come on! Wallachia is first in... Oh, this is just... no! No! Their target is to just liberate Montenegro. Can I take war reparations from the Russians? No, I maxed out the amount of stuff that I can take. Of course! Secessionist movement. The 9 9th one. Not even joking, man. I've had so many rebellions. And my rebellions had rebellions. And their rebellions had rebellions. Please, please patch the game. Seriously, please. Oh, come on. They just gave me the one province. They didn't want to fight. Oh, all right. All right, everything is fine. Also, I cannot actually integrate my subjects, so I'm gonna let them break away, and then I'm gonna kill them manually. Because, you know, that also should be a game feature where you can integrate your vassals. I mean, you know, protectorates or whatever they're called. Oh god, we just got the fascist party form in our country. Okay. Also, remember that one province we took from the Persians like a second ago? Well, they're rebelling right now, so, there's that happening. Did I mention there's rebels in the game? Oh yeah, baby. Kill them natives over there. 119 offense over 1 defense. We're horrible. We're horrible people, but we're enjoying it at least. Hey, check it out, guys. We have South Carolina as an independent country, and it's ruled by President Henry Edmondson of the Afro-American culture. In fact, South Carolina is an Afro-American state, the only one I've seen so far in the New World. Not only that, but remember those people in the Indian Territory here? Well, there's 3 Indian territories now. We got the Revolutionary Indian Territory, again Revolutionary Indian Territory, this time with a different color, and the regular one. Suffice to say, this timeline is a little bit more cursed than our timeline, or blessed, depending on how you look at it. Also, with the addition of Persia to our lands, we managed to reach 900 billion GDP, and we're ramping up massively. We almost have double the amount of GDP that France has, and triple plus the GDP of the Brits. So I can actually do something now that will crush everybody's economy. I am the leading producer of most goods, especially opium, iron, and coal. So if I say blockade these nations, it might not be beneficial for their economy, would it? Would be pretty ironic if the First World War started because of Serbia here. I canceled my dominion or whatever it was over them so I can manually attack them, because you cannot diplomatically integrate them, at least not that I know of. And now let's see if anyone's gonna back up the Serbians. The Russians might, the Austrians, the French might, let's see. I think it would be pretty interesting to start a bigger conflict because of little old Serbia. Not that this would ever happen in the real world, right guys? Oh, come on, for real? They just gave up without a fight, bruh. That is so disappointing. I was really hoping someone's gonna back them up. Apparently nobody backed them up, and they just gave up. Feels bleat, man. On the bright side, we managed to unlock squad infantry, siege artillery, and motorized reconnaissance. So we pretty much have maxed out units. We just gotta get mechanized infantry next, and we're actually researching it right now. Plus, I do believe that we managed to reach 1 billion GDP. Come on, show me that 1B over there. Show me the 1B, my boy. 993, 994, and we got the achievement to billionaire. It reached a billion for a second, then it went down to 998. Don't worry, we're gonna, there you go. Pause. Oh my god, look, it's 1.0B, my boys. We got a billion in there, and that achievement too, that I also didn't even know existed, is the second one we got this run. So kudos for the Ottomans, right? I had a lot of fun playing as the Otto Broskis, and until the next time, check out this amazing Russia run. And I want to give a massive thank you to all of my patrons, channel members, and Twitch subscribers. I would not be able to do this without all your support.